say this. You know who gets audited every single time we want to try to get something? Us six right here when it comes to credit, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion.
Good
We're
plug.
gonna go to the next segment with Kevin Jones. Yeah, I'm so good at this.
So good.
The CFpb has sued Experian and Equifax over deceptive practices. How does this impact consumers? Excuse me, Kevin Jones, coming to you.
In fact,
Impact.
everybody.
Mhm.
It impacts everybody. All of us here, everybody that has a social security number that are over the age of, well, nowadays, some kids have things in their name that they don't even know. So 1 out of 4 people in America have something inaccurate on their credit report. Just think about that. 1 out of 4.
Mm.
That's a crazy thing to think about. So they're getting sued because their practices is they're not actually investigating things that should be removed. And as a person, as I looked at my credit report when I saw this, so I pulled it, and I have misspelling of my name, I have inaccuracies in payments, inaccuracies in addresses, all those things that can affect your credit score, right? So I think that everybody needs to look into this a little bit more deeper, just as in personal, about your credit, because your credit can get you more than anything in this world. This country is ran by credit. So why wouldn't your credit be up to the standard where you need it to be? And all of us on the call, everybody that's listening, everybody that's watching, pull your credit report, and I guarantee you, it is going to be inaccurate with something, a name, a payment, an address, even your social security number can be wrong. So, and that, like, your name could be misspelled or anything like that. Those are things that you can get removed. And I think with this coming up now, this is something that you should take a look at, because they're investigating these things incorrectly.
Hey Jim, what are the biggest credit mistakes that people make, you think?
Buying into it. I mean, to be honest, credit again is a system that we buy into, and now we say, okay, we can get this from that. And most people don't even question the credit, because other countries don't have the same credit systems that we have. So I say the biggest mistake is the buying into it, right? And if you look at it, even in the higher education in college, it starts, hey, you got to get credit in order to build the credit. So they put you in the rat race, right? Like, but these are the things that these institutions know, right? Like, so I mean, we're asking questions that I think is more reactive, instead of asking, how can we change this, and why do we believe that this is the route that we need to go? Right? Like,
Jimmy cooking right now, just so I mean, he's really telling it, because he's right. The instant, I can give you an example instance of getting into credit. My first day on college campus, you know who came to me? Discover. Gave me a $3,000 credit limit, just like that. Yep. I'm in the rat race, just like he just said, without even knowing what's going on. I signed up for something I didn't even know what it was. Oh, I can swipe this and not have to worry about it. Oh, okay, let me do that. So, and I think that it's a setup. It really is. But I also understand that this country is operated on credit, so we have to kind of conform it to some point.
Until we don't, like, we literally once you understand what it is, then you understand how to combat it, right? Like, for instance, I was talking about having credit unions. If we had our own credit union, right, credit is no longer a thing. I got your money, your checks come here, right? So now we can just go. So that is a system, again, that's already been set for us. They can tell who you are, your ethnicity, by your social security number, by your zip code. So again, why are we even putting our energy in a system that we know is rigged for us the whole time? We just like putting the weights on it, like we can make it.
But yeah, you can finish. My fault.
No. I'm just saying, like understanding that we do have an option, and that's not the only option, I think is the most impactful component of that.
And what would that option be? Because someone watching this, if somebody's coming to them on the campus at 18, 19 and giving them a credit card, and they don't know their options, the parents don't know the option, what are some of these other options?
The institution, right? The institution they understand what's happening, so they can easily either set set their own credit system up, right? For their own credit union. Right now, we can build our own system. We can build our own, like, now that you have things like cryptocurrency and all of these components, all of that changes. Anything that was really on the table 5 years ago, really, you might as well just scratch that joint off and now really relook at things with some new glasses, right? Because the world is vastly changed, and a lot of us got stuck in a mold that they kept feeding us, whereas we didn't stop, take a breath, and just look around. It's like, yo, why are we even where we're at? And it's all we've been guided that way.
So if somebody pull a credit report and they see something on it, how do they even dispute something that might be incorrect on there?
Go directly to the financial institution. I'm sorry, either Equifax, TransUnion, send them a letter.
Yep.
Hey, this is inaccurate. Kind of, pinpoint exactly what it is. You can use consumer law also. That's another thing for the FCRA. That and the CFpb. I mean, I don't know if it's going to stay here as long as it is, but they also help with, you can submit a complaint. Hey, if they're not removing this, hey, you need to remove this. And the CFpb, keeps those complaints on file. And before you know it, if you get but so many complaints, you're going to get sued. So there's like debt collectors and all kinds of people that are on these lists that the CFpb presents, where they're not doing things accurately, or they're not removing things when they're supposed to. Then they end up getting sued. So, I mean, that's just something that you could probably look into. It. I've disputed stuff off my credit lately. Just my name being what it was, and it's spelled wrong, and was all these things that were incorrect. And then once you get all that stuff cleaned up, the things that might negatively affect your credit will start to fall off, because don't, like what Jimmy was saying, don't, like, everything that's on your credit is tied to something behind it. So it's an identifier. So that identifier pretty much tells you, okay, you signed up for this, and it's attached to something else. And that's how they try to verify if this is you or not. So you cleaning up, your personal information, one name, one address, one phone number, one email address. That kind of eliminates validation on certain things that you can clean things up, so you can make and your score go up. So that's something that I think people just need to just clean. If anything, clean up your personal information on it, because it's probably inaccurate, or you probably have 10 million aliases like I did.